Here's a controversial analogy for you to digest. The Western world is addicted to sugar, and it's killing us. So too, the world is addicted to dumb design, and it's killing us. We face a climate and biodiversity emergency. If design is the intentional shaping of matter, energy, and process to meet a perceived need or desire, then there are clearly different ways of designing, influenced by different values and beliefs. Worldviews inform design, and different visions of a resilient, sustainable society. For example, the worldview of man manages nature drives technological ways of life, whilst the worldview of nature and humans in symbiotic relationship drives ecological ways of life. Our human actions and purpose in nature through design manifests culture. But we have a design crisis which accounts for our climate and environmental crises and sterile places. In our urban world, the application of ecological design is critical to making resilient communities. Imagine buildings like trees and cities like forests, giving more back to nature and society than they take. This is the idea of positive development that regenerates our planet's biodiversity and ecosystem services. This mission is the core of the Living Building Challenge. Ecological design thinking is critical to transform our systems of living on this planet. It's even critical to remediate, adapt, or mitigate our actions. I present 7 eco-design principles that I use in my architectural practice with clients. These are based on the research and ethical frameworks of William McDonoghue's Hanover Principles, Sim van der Rijn and Stuart Cowan's book Ecological Design, and Janice Birkeland's Positive Development Process. The ecological design principles are: solutions grow from place, design with nature, ecological accounting informs design, rely on natural energy flows, make nature visible, understand the limitations of design, eliminate the concept of waste. Let's look at each one. Solutions grow from place. Understand the natural and cultural heritage assets of a place. If we are sensitive to the qualities of place, we can inhabit without destroying, and create sympathetic solutions. Design with nature, allowing the healthy coexistence of all species by working with living processes. Protect and restore biodiversity. Ecological accounting informs design. To understand the environmental impacts of design possibilities and the values of ecosystem services. Rely on natural energy flows. For example, analyze the metabolic cycles of technical and biological nutrients. So close the loops and tap into the responsible use of solar, wind, and water resources. Make nature visible. For example, use the biophilia effect, which improves our health and well-being and helps remind us of our place in nature. Understand the limitations of design. Know that human design does not solve all problems. Cultural and human consciousness development are also critical. Eliminate the concept of waste. To approach the state of natural systems, develop circular economies. To progress our adaptation towards a more ecological, sustainable future, the following design strategies need to be applied. Assess the risk of climate change to your site. Orientate your building and position uses. Touch the land lightly. Create a healthy architecture and building biology. Employ low-carbon construction. That is, use materials with low embodied energy or with carbon offsets for manufacture. Improve energy and water efficiency. Assess the risk of climate change impacts to your site by considering how the following might affect the design proposal: projected sea level rise or magnitude of floods, storm ferocity and frequency, bushfire risk, and transport costs due to peak oil and the effect this will have on the accessibility of your site to your community's services and facilities. Orientate your building and position uses to consider the path of the sun, controlling heat gain whilst harvesting daylight. Catch breezes to provide natural ventilation, and value site features, respecting existing natural or cultural assets. Touch the land lightly by minimizing any cut and fill to the topography, maximizing on-site water infiltration to help maintain the landscape's natural hydrology, employing compact design and the use of less materials, and designing for optimal thermal performance, such as including building insulation or green roofs. Create healthy architecture or building biology by selecting building materials with low toxicity to biological health, designing breathing walls or living building skin. Hygroscopic building materials absorb and release moisture readily, filtering out air pollution and releasing clean air in the process. Anticipating the adaptability of the design for diverse uses over its life cycle. Employ low-carbon construction. Re-engineering our society's construction ecology will be a complex and lengthy goal, but is dependent on the driver of providing low-carbon construction. Strategies to facilitate this shift include accounting the energy needed to make materials. For example, plantation timber is a renewable resource and it has lower embodied energy than synthetic materials. The use of local resources, both labour and materials, to reduce the carbon footprint of transportation. And designing to recycle components and reduce waste. Improve energy and water efficiency. Currently, our greedy cities consume 75% of the Earth's resources compared to the global population. What if the energy and water efficiency of every building was improved? The beneficial global ripple effect would be enormous. So use energy-efficient appliances, or reduce energy consumption by harvesting natural daylight. Harvest water. Recycle grey water for reuse within the building or landscape. Treat black water on site where possible. Generate power and transition towards a low-carbon diet in your lifestyle. For example, consume less or grow more food. So, the ecological design challenge can be summed up by this analogy. Imagine buildings like trees and cities like forests, giving more back to nature and society than they take.